Hello there, my name is Flamethrower Dan from the game's Ingredients, and I hope you will follow me as I delve into a rich goodness of Abe's Oddysee. This game has seen release on various consoles, but mainly on the PlayStation 1 in September 1997. Abe was developed by Oddworld Inhabitants, a company until recently was thought to have gone bankrupt in the recent recession, though the game was published by GT Interactive. Abe is a bit of an odd game for me to review, because I played the second game before I played the first. Well, technically I played the demo for the second game before I played the first. During the early 90s there was a company called Station spelt in all caps, who produced PlayStation 1 demos and magazines. As far as I'm aware, they went bankrupt quickly as well, considering they pretty much just stopped existing overnight. But it was one of these fateful demos that I discovered Abe and Oddworld. Now for those who don't know, Abe is a Mudokon, or a creature of sorts, think of it as a human, from a planet called Oddworld. He works in a meat factory as a first-class floor waxer, and is currently Employee of the Month. However, the creatures that create their popular products are becoming too few and far between, so much so that Moloch the Glutton, another crazy inhabitant of Oddworld who runs the meat factory, has moved on to a new product, seemingly more popular, with an endless supply of ingredients: Mudokon Pops. Unfortunately, Abe is snooping around at the time of the reveal of this, and as a result of this plans a mighty escape from Rupture Farms, the company he works for, and aims to help the others escape harm's way as well. However, things don't really go as well as he'd hoped for. A number of other Oddworld creatures are going to try and stop him along the way, and to be quite honest, nothing ever goes as expected, so you can say with some certainty, this will not end well. As you can probably see now, one of the most amazing things about Abe was something called GameSpeak. The player will be able to use this function to talk to other Mudokons in the game to aid Abe in his quest, and to help him free them from tyranny. Although, being completely honest, the only reason this was such a great thing is because Abe had the wonderful ability to fart. Now, you put that into the hands of a 7-year-old child such as myself at the time, and you have endless fun. You've got to consider how funny farting is to children. Nickelodeon was filled with toilet humour. Though I was a Fox Kids child myself, even so, just the word fart was hilarious back then. So you can rest assured, this game struck gold, and it nestled safely away within my golden memory files. However, now the years have gone by, I still find plenty to admire in this game. First of all, if anything, Abe is a prime example of a game that has survived the evolution of graphics well. Even with smoothing on the PlayStation 3, it looks kind of like the quality I would expect visually from a PlayStation Network title today. The graphics of the game were top notch back then and still deserve good consideration now. Even the cutscenes are amazingly done. Characters have fantastic detail, facial animation is surprisingly good, the lip syncing on these alien creatures is amazing, but the most fantastic detail of all was the planet. Oddworld certainly achieved the feeling of a whole new planet with this game, and I'm sure you can see for yourself just how detailed and immersive it is, even by today's standards. So this game really brings back fond memories even today, and for the first time in ages, I'm going back to Oddworld, and I'm going to take you with me. First things first, I apologise if I die a lot on this. It's been a while since I've played this game. I need to come to terms with the controls and stuff again. It might be a bit dodgy, but I'll still give you a good idea what gameplay is like. I'm sure there's hundreds of videos on YouTube with Abe walkthroughs and all that sort of stuff, but you just have to have some prat talking all the way through and trying to be funny. A lot of the stories told with cutscenes, and some of them are really good. Later on in the game, Abe sees a Mudokon handprint in the moon, which is pretty interesting. For those into the storyline, it basically just signified that the Mudokons race were the chosen species of the planet. The second game, which I might review at a later date, that had much more cutscenes in. It had a talk show run by a slig, which updated the player what was going on in like a news report show. For those of you who don't know what a slig is, it's sort of a half machine, half alien creature you see with machine guns. The guards within the meat factory, and Moloch has one as his right hand man. The second game, Abe's Exodus, had a pretty funny mention to this game, saying that most people chose to kill the Mudokons in humorous ways, and because of that Abe would have been duly punished. Thankfully it isn't the case in the second game. If there are those people who enjoy the series, then I do have some good news for you. Just Add Water, a British video game developer, or at least I'm pretty sure they're British, they've been in business with Oddworld Inhabitants for some time now, behind closed doors, and they're coming together to remake Abe's Oddysee in all its glory. And they're also working on a HD remake of Stranger's Wrath for PlayStation Network with PlayStation Move support. Ah, but Dan, you fanboy pig, I hear you say. Don't worry people, I know my obsession with PlayStation is hated by some, but these new Oddworld games aren't just for PS3, they're for PC too. They were being planned for the Xbox as well, but Just Add Water made a statement about that. Apparently the current max file size they can host on the Xbox 360 store, whatever it is, a Light Arcade, something like that. Apparently the max file size they can have is 2 GB, and their game exceeds that by quite a bit actually, and Microsoft aren't budging. So if you're pissed off about that, you feel like sending in an email, don't send it into Just Add Water, send it to the media empire of Microsoft, preferably with some anthrax. Alright, maybe not with some anthrax, but let them know how pissed off you are. It's interesting to note though, because Abe did leave his PlayStation roots eventually, where he was probably most popular, and at one point ended up exclusively on Xbox. Well, I say exclusively, he had a port to Windows as well, but it's still a Microsoft theme sort of thing. There were 2 Oddworld titles for the Game Boy Color called Oddworld Adventures, if I remember correctly, and there was Oddworld Munch's Oddysee, which co-starred Abe. That was an Xbox and Windows title. That did come out on Game Boy Advance as well. I don't remember the exact date without Wikipedia in it, or just basically looking through my information sources. And Stranger's Wrath was released in 2005 and was also a Windows Xbox title, so still exclusive to Microsoft really. After that, Oddworld pretty much died out. Nobody heard anything about him in the media. I don't even think the doors opened at the development studio, much like the chocolate factory owned by Willy Wonka. There were rumours of bankruptcy. There were persistent rumours about Oddworld making a CGI film called Citizen Siege. It was eventually confirmed, but it was also cancelled. A name that also came to air a lot was The Brutal Ballad of Fangus Clot. That were another title that kept popping up. Most people thought it were an April Fool's Day joke because it was announced on April Fool's Day, but I honestly don't know much about it. So I couldn't really say. I still own the Abe games for PlayStation, which keep me entertained from time to time. Personally, I prefer Abe and his odd style to the later project, but that's just me. Oddworld felt need for change, and clearly it might not have been the best course to take. Either way, Just Add Water working closely with them now. They have some remakes coming out, and apparently they also have a game of their own set in the Oddworld universe coming soon too. Waiting to hear more about that though. Back to the game at hand though. As you can see, I'm probably not doing as well as I should have or could have. I keep dying. That's just forgetting the controls after so many years. If you have noticed, I am sneaking around, which is why that creature hasn't waken up yet. Just trying to remember what I do here. Oh shit. Wasted. Probably was a bad idea. I should have seen that coming. Let's try again. Give me a second. I should remember the controls. Alright, there we go. Do 1. That's just to show you what the Slug can do with all the game speak options that he's offered. But we don't really need him, so I think I'm going to kill him. I feel better now. Even Abe laughs about his death. Right. So, as I said before, the main premise of the game is to free the Mudokons, and you do that through conversing with them and sending them into some sort of portal. Getting them to do what you want is a bit of a pain, though. They can be very, very awkward, and when you've got multiple Mudokons on screen, they won't always answer the way you want them to. They might think you're talking to someone else, so that's a problem as well. Also, if you can see now, you need someone stood at either side. Get out of... Oh, for Christ's sake. You need someone stood at either side of that lever there, so I need to get this other fella. Oh, bloody hell. You do get odd moments like this, awkward moments that cause problems and that basically piss you off. Right. Yes! That's how we solve problems. And I've had enough of this guy as well, so I want to kill him as well. Yeah, let's get further on into the game. But yeah, coming to the end of the review now. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do next, so send in any suggestions if you have any. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll join me again soon. This is Flamethrower Dan, and I have been reviewing Abe's Oddysee.
Hello. Hello. Wait. Okay, wait.